Hello and welcome to Hoax Folks, where it's just a hoax, folks, so don't get tied up in it. And today we're going to be talking about the legend of Bunny Man. Now, it's a quite interesting legend, and before we continue, I just want to wish you a great happy day, and let's begin. The legend of an axe-wielding man in a rabbit suit haunting Fairy Fox Country that started in the 1970s continues to this day, and has taken place on the local overpass, even dubbed Bunny Man Bridge. Now, for generations, this story of Bunny Man was passed down at all kinds of places such as sleepovers and late night campfires, even at Halloween parties. Or even, oh my gosh, stupid teenagers being stupid teenagers. You know how it goes. And this was an axe-wielding killer who appears to be a bloody rabbit costume, who allegedly murders anyone who speaks his name 3 times. Kinda like Candyman or Bloody Mary. And it began as 2 minor incidents involving a man wearing bunny ears in the 1970s, transformed into the epic urban legend that it is today. It's an epic urban legend apparently to these notes. Anyway, as we continue down though, it basically over the past 50 years, what inspired it was this story that took place in the 1970s. It was when a man named Bennett was on this road with his wife, fiance, and they were visiting relatives on Gundia Road in Brook. But around midnight, something happened while they were returning from a football game. They reportedly parked their car on the road to visit an uncle who lived across the street from where the car was parked. And as they sat in the front seat with the motor running, they noticed something. It was moving outside the window. Moments later, the front passenger window was smashed. And then a man with a hatchet dropped it. He turned around the car while the man was screaming at them that they were trespassing. Quote, "You're on my private property." Now, sorry. And I have your tag number. I left out that last part. Anyway, as he continued, the couple discovered the hatchet on the car floor, and when the police requested a description of the man, Bennett insisted he was wearing a white suit with long bunny ears, but Bennett's fiancée contested that the assailant did not in fact have those bunny ears on his head, and he was wearing a white caper of some sort. Now, I don't know what a caper is. Maybe I misspelled that. No, man. Caper. I'm gonna look it up for you guys. A caper. Oh, no, not a caper. Okay, so, I don't want to get in trouble and take it off. It's like, it's a long cone on their head with a white mask. It's not a, it's a caperit. Caperit, not caper. I misspelled it. Anyway, moving on. They both remembered seeing something on his face clearly, but through the darkness they could not determine his race. The police returned the hatchet to Bennett after they returned it, by the way, and this is in my notes, but they returned evidence? Like, what kind of, here's the hatchet back. What? It doesn't sound right to me. This is the 1970s, though. Anyway, and then there was a second reported sighting, and this is one I was talking about, where a construction security guard named Paul Phillips approached this man. He was standing on the porch of an unfinished home, and it was in King Park's west of Guinea Road. He says the man was gray, black, and white bunny costume, was around 20 years old, 5'8", and he weighed 175 pounds. Okay, how do you know that he weighed 175 pounds by looking at him? Oh, yeah, I saw him. He looked like he weighed 175 pounds. But continuing off this, the man began chopping the porch post with a long-handed axe, saying, "You're trespassing! If you come any closer, I'll chop off your head." Which is quite interesting. Open investigations in both incidences were both eventually closed due to a lack of evidence, but police claiming to have seen the bunny man in several newspapers, including the Washington Post, reported that Bunny Man had eaten a man's runaway cat. So yeah, here's my notes on that. And you have to wonder a lot of things about this. Like, who was Bunny Man? I just think that Bunny Man was an old crazed man, and he's not gonna come and kill you if you say his name 3 times under an underpass. Personally, I wouldn't have that attitude. But as we continue towards this, apparently this overpass was built in 1906. So that's I felt the need to put that in my notes. But moving off that, I think that Bunnyman was a crazed old man in the 1970s with an axe. He probably got killed, died, probably poisoned from that cat he ate, and he went crazy. So I think that's all that Bunnyman was. An urban legend, but that's for you to decide, isn't it? Urban legend, myth, fact, you decide, of course. You can do your own research and look up Bunnyman. And I recommend probably going to the website of allthatisinteresting.com. That's where I got a lot of my information. I also went through Wikipedia and a few other sources, and it's in my notes here, and I can include them in the link description so you can go check those out for yourself. But there's a bunch of versions of Bunnyman's name, motives, weapons, and victims. And so we're not even in the urban legend part. This is just where it originated. So, what is Bunnyman exactly? He's just a myth. Or is he? We'll never know. By the way, the Bunnyman Bridge, it actually has an underpass, and it's like a tunnel. And I will try and put it up on the screen. I always try to, but I'm never able to because my editing software sucks. But I'll try my best. And apparently, the one that I want to do it, description of Bunnyman costume or the lack thereof, is sometimes even his possible death. Okay, like, what are these notes? Okay, and then I go to the website and I see why that's in my notes, because they don't tell us what his possible death happened. So it's a great urban legend. It's very vague. It's very interesting, and you can go look for it. But each year on Halloween, someone commemorates his passing, because apparently he died. So this is just a mess of an urban legend. Usually I have like at least somewhat of a straight story or some facts or clear people, but it just sounds like Bunnyman is a vague boogeyman for these people. That's all he is. Or is he? Again, you decide, and I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know it's rather short, and I'll try and go longer, but there's not much to say about it. Anyway, this also all took place in Brook, Virginia, if you wanted to know. And I hope you enjoyed.